The abyss is like the world's shadow. It's always there, and it will never perish.
Oh, it's been a few days since we said bye to the others in Nasha Town. Still no news about Rarer, though. Where could he have slunk off to? If only he was gone for good. But with all the trouble he stirred up before...
Hello! You must be the traveler in Paimon? Mr. Flint has been looking for you. Unfortunately, there's been a serious wild hunt attack over at the...
A wild hunt? Oh, uh-oh. We better get over there. Right, come on, let's go.
I can barely sense any Kuvaki at all. This whole area feels like a soulless husk.
Looks like his appetite truly is insatiable. As if the power of that energy cannon wasn't enough.
He's not seriously still getting stronger? What? Everyone's here already. Hey, what?
We've all been on high alert since we split up a few days back, expecting Rarir to strike again. But it's like he just vanished into thin air. No one, that is, until this morning, when a ratnik found signs of wild hunt activity while out here on patrol. As you can see, the Crystonite itself is physically intact.
And we're sure that Rarir did that. Who else? He's the only one who could pull off a stunt like that.
Kuvaki loss has reached critical levels. Reiki of Solnari set to maximum threat level. Warning, unless de-escalation measures are taken soon, he will pose a threat beyond our...
Traveler, do you remember there wasn't a shred of sanity left? Nothing but madness and rage.
Yeah, didn't he shout out a bunch of names? Then he started raving about how nothing in this world mattered to him. Oh, Paimon gets chills just thinking about it. Oh, but the thought that he...
Last time we fought, we were already at a disadvantage. If he has such overwhelming strength, why would he suddenly go into hiding?
Yeah, if I were him and I wanted more Kuvaki, I'd just take it by force. Unless something went wrong.
The other thing is, how does someone who's completely lost their mind...
Beats me.
According to certain medical studies, insanity does not always entail a complete loss of rationality. It may be...
That actually sounds about right.
There are many unanswered questions here. He could be right under... Besides his name and title, we know little about him. Certainly nothing about his past, or what he...
Exactly. And we wouldn't even know where to begin looking. Even Boss hadn't heard of the Rahir of Solnari before all this. I'd be willing to bet that even if we gathered together every scrap of intel in Nodcry, we still wouldn't find more than, like, 3 useful facts about...
So, if we do nothing, he'll just keep getting stronger. Last time we had Marionette and her big robo-buddy to help us. Paimon's head...
Well, I do have a little hunch about his next move. Given that he had somewhere like the Eye of Krati, or the Pillar of Embla.
a perfectly reasonable hypothesis.
I agree, we should split up. Right now, Rarir's goal seems to be gathering Kuvaki.
Wait, why Hisi Island?
If I recall correctly, your largest goddess statue was carved from Kuvaki-rich ore, was it not?
That's right. Yes, it could well be a potential target of him.
Splitting up's always gonna be risky. But I guess we don't have much choice, right? And if we do run into Rarir?
That's when you follow the 3rd rule of treasure hunting. Run like the wind.
Didn't you say the 3rd rule was go with the flow?
I don't know. Did I? Anyway, whatever.
Agreed. If anyone finds so much as a trace of Rarir,
All right, we'd better get moving. Come on, Anetha, let's go.
Take it easy. Any leads?
Nope. Diddly squat. No clues to where he might... It feels like we're sitting on a powder keg that could go off at any second. Oh, I hate this feeling.
So, you guys didn't find anything either?
Not loving the word either. How about you, Flints?
I questioned a few Ratniki and eventually narrowed my investigation down to one suspicious individual. Almost as if he knew someone was on to him. Either that, or he's just...
He's been biding his time for a while now. The quest...
No idea. Since regaining his body, he seems to have lost all interest.
All we can do now is hope that Aino and Anefa turn up some leads. Wait, he's actually here? I didn't mean it! I swear!
No, it's coming from... Silver Moon Hall! The Lady Kutar might be in danger!
Let's get over there, quick!
for questions. Stop him!
This is insane.
Yehuda, get Kutar out of here!
On it.
Look where your feeble light has gotten you. Now you shall plunge into darkness. Felindus, soon I will find a way.
Watch out!
Find them. Even if it means turning this place to ashes.
That was too close.
We barely made it out of there alive. What's that guy's deal? How'd he get so crazy strong?
He's a threat to this entire nation. I doubt his strength could even be measured by conventional
I have a question. When me and Anetha showed up, we saw him chasing after this lady like he wanted her dead. We weren't there for the whole thing either. They were already duking it up.
Yeah, we didn't see how it all started. It all
Kutar, can you shed any light on the situation?
Kutar. Cross-checking database. I see. So you're the one that the Frost...
Wait, she's the moon goddess? Oh, no wonder she looks just like all those statues.
There are many reasons why people might worship the moon, and just as many why they might despise it. I've never met that person before, but there was no mistaking his deep-seated hostility towards me. Why he holds me in such contempt, I cannot say. But since he hunts the power of the moon, it's no surprise that I am...
Kutar.
There are many potential motives. For instance, you help the traveler escape his grasp. It is also possible that he covets the Kuvaki inside you and seeks it. But right now, devising a counter strategy should be our #1 priority.
A counter strategy? But we don't stand a chance against an enemy. Surely our only option is to run. No, I can't say that. Come on, yo.
Running is our only option.
Huh?
You seem surprised, but what other choice do we have?
Well, I mean, yeah.
It's not too late. I can distract him, so you have plenty of time to make your...
Wait, what? You're gonna act as bait?
Doesn't that make sense? I'm the one he's after. A coyote doesn't stop for bypassers. What is it, Lama? The Frost Moon Scions have already grown accustomed to life without their goddess. My presence here is no longer essential.
We can't just roll over and let him get away.
Yeah. We can't just call it. Besides, she pretty much saved my life back there. If I just ditched her now, I'd never forgive myself.
We can't overlook that you have saved our lives multiple times now. To talk of returning the favor would be a...
Whereas true objective remains unclear. Even if we were to sacrifice Muskutar, there's no guarantee he would stop.
But
Kutar, I know why you left the Frost Moon Scions so long ago. They would make self-centered wishes, force you to accept meaningless offerings in return. If it were me, I might have walked away too. But I believe that time can change everything, and that sometimes it takes losing something precious to appreciate its true worth. After much reflection, I've realized that this was never about any relationship based on need is purely transactional. You were born here, and now you've returned. Who knows?
thank you, Lama. But my power is on the wane. I'm afraid I will be of little use. Very well then. I'll do.
Both times you saved us, we were transported across great distances in an instant. Is that one of your powers as the moon goddess?
It is, but I find it very draining. I barely managed to be rejected by the world. My power is dwindling. Like a lake.
What do you mean, rejected by...
The three moons belonged to the ancient bygone era in which they came into being. From the moment I was born, the three moons are not one and the same. As the goddess of the Frost Moon, I cannot wield the powers of the other, yet moonlight has a way of blending together. Each can reflect the other's glow. So when our fingers touched, but this method of recovery is painfully slow. If only we could find the...
It's the Wild Hunt! Even faster than we expected.
See how those wild hunt creatures are running away from us. They're likely just a scouting party.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get the heck out of here!
Protect...
Beyond it!
Annihilation mode.
Look! Oh, they just keep coming! This is driving me nuts!
Rear's closing in on us. We need to pick up the pace.
There's too many of them! And this time, we can't fall back onto ourselves to escape! If this goes on much longer...
Night falls. The long, sweet bands. Observe. Hear the dawn.
Branches aside, with one heart and heart.
Being done, weather bomb!
Preparing for dust up.
Be silent. The night cometh. Observe. Night falls.
Heal this place. By the Frost Moon home.
Installation chamber equipped.
Be silent. Close your eyes. Night falls. The long, sweet bends. Observe. To dust.
Annihilation mode. Cleanup sequence initiated.
Receive my blessing for the everlasting grace.
Being done, weather bomb!
Be silent. Close your eyes.
I've never...
What's the matter? Bit off more than you could chew?
Who are you? Uncle Varka! You're back from Amspartnir? Whoa! You're Varka? Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius?
We could save the intros for later. Right now, let's get you all out of this hellhole. Follow me. I know somewhere you'll be safe.
Oh, is that where I think it is?
That's the one. Come on, move! There's...
Wow! Where are we? This is so well hidden.
Well, that goes without saying. This is the Knights of Favonius' meeting place in not AKA the black market of intel. No matter what faction you're with, it's the place to buy and sell information. They're as an expeditionary force on foreign soil. Working with them has offered us the most effective way of getting our hands on reliable local intel. Anyway, where were we? Allow me to introduce myself. The Knights of Favonius.
We've heard all about you. You look way younger than Paimon expected. But you definitely have...
Well, I'm no spring chicken. Just not showing my age yet. Definitely feeling some of that back pain today, though. Rushed back from Amsfartnir without a wink of sleep, only to get right into another fight with that freshly revived maniac.
Another? You mean you fought?
Yep. He wasn't nearly as strong back then, but he was still a formidable foe. I brought some of the knights along to give him a little... My squad took heavy injuries, and I barely made it out alive myself. We knew it might have been our last chance, so we staked everything on it. But still, it wasn't enough to stop him. I tried tracking him down afterwards, but he didn't leave a trace. Even in his unhinged mental state, he's as cautious as any trained... So, I decided to come find you. And as luck would have it, turned up to find you being ambushed by the wild...
Is that why he's been frantically absorbing Kuvat?
Maybe I'm part of the equation, but even if I weren't, I'm sure he'd still be gathering power. He's clear...
Note to self. Uncle Varka's strength rating officially upgraded.
Guess it's my turn to ask questions now. So, what exactly has been happening in Nodcry?
That's a long story, but I'll try to make it quick.
Wow, I had no idea so much had happened. Sounds like you guys have really been through it. So, the Kutar is actually a Fatui Harbinger. And all this wild hunt activity in Nodcry is the work of the Raker of Solnari, one of the 5 sinners. That's a lot to take in.
I'm truly sorry, Mr. Varka. You stood with us against the Wild Hunt and did everything you could to stop it from escalating into a full-blown...
You've got nothing to apologize for, Miss Moonchanter. You can plan 100 steps ahead and still slip up. That's just life. No one knows what tomorrow holds. And, to be perfectly honest, I can't say I'm surprised. For all the times we've defeated the Wild Hunt in the past, but now that a new variable has come into play...
A new variable?
Who else? And in a strange way, I think his resurgence might not be an entirely bad thing. The Wild Hunt is like an... That said, while I know I was explaining everything just now,
You mean about our mystery ally?
That's right. From what you said, not only did they lead you straight to some key files, they also shielded Hisi Island from... I don't know who or what could pull something like that off. Heck, even Miss Columbina doesn't have a clue.
I hadn't heard the story about those files. Would you mind repeating their titles for me?
Wild Hunt Phenomena Log. A Nodcryan Ratnik's...
Oh,
Another dead end. Guess all we can do now is hope. Still, it's safest to assume they won't be intervening again. From here on out, your intel also explains something else I've been wondering about. The reason I led my team to Ams, but once we looked into it, it turned out to be a red herring. I don't know. I doubt it's by chance that he happened to make his comeback while my attention was diverted. And from everything you told me, it sounds like his scheming began well before his return. But is it even possible that he orchestrated all of this by himself? The Moon Maiden and the Raker of Solnari. Nodcry of all places. The way everything is unfolding, it can't be a coincidence.
So...
Right now, we've got at least 3 things. First, we need to figure out how to take down Rarir. If we can't beat it... To my knowledge, the bulk of Nodcry's fighting force is already gathered here. But even with everyone united...
what if there was a way to tap into a new...
How so?
Have you thought of something, Columbina?
3 moons once watched over this world. The eternal moon was the largest. The frost moon was the brightest. And the iridescent moon was the most mysterious. They say that back then, the 3 moon goddesses wielded. I now bear the frost moon's power, and the eternal moon's marrow resides within the traveler.
Hold on. Are you suggesting?
The iridescent moon.
That's right. If we can find the iridescent moon's marrow, I will be able to regain.
The 3 moons are said to stir the tides and illuminate all things.
According to my analysis, the solution is feasible. However,
I know a way, but we will need to visit the Fatui's
The Experimental Design Bureau?
Yes. I must speak with Sandrone.
It's a long way from here to the Experimental Design Bureau. There's a high chance you'll be spotted. You should.
Then that's settled. Next up, our second priority. As you saw for yourselves, when he was still in his wild hunt form, everything he did was for the sake of recovering his body and resurrecting himself. People's obsessions often reveal their greatest vulnerabilities. There must be a reason why he despises the moon so deeply. The wild hunt has plagued Nod Cry for centuries now. If we want to stop it for good, we have...
It's true. We still know if Kuthar hadn't given us that lead, we would.
But where would we even start? I doubt even the Intel Queen of Not.
Oh? That's a rather hasty conclusion for someone who's so painstakingly meticulous when it comes.
She heard me.
Boss! What are you doing here?
I'm now asking myself the same question. I received a letter from a humble knight of Favonius, requesting a meeting to discuss a major business deal. But it looks like this humble knight had something.
Details. Miss Neffer, the important thing is that you've arrived at the perfect time. Since his failed ambush, I've been racking my brains trying to come up with a plan to fight Rarier. Given the severity of the situation, we can't do this without the Curatorium. But I knew it'd be a tough job to win you over.
Wait a sec. How did you even... Didn't you say this is meant to be the Knights of Favonius' meeting spot? And a con...
You really think he could have gotten settled in Nodcry without my help? Besides, I'm the one...
Allow me to introduce the current head of the Northern Intelligence Network. If it's intel you're after...
Please spare me the flattery. Let's cut to the chase. Well, this certainly qualifies as an unforeseen crisis. On behalf of the Curatorium of Secrets...
So you're just going to say...
Why should I get involved? What could possibly be in it for me?
What if we told you we can't...
Oh? Then I'd say, you'd better make it...
I can't put a price on something like this. It's just not in my nature. But then again, if you insist on compensation...
You just don't give up, do you? Too bad. I know you well enough to know you can't afford my prices. The riskier the job, the more it'll cost. And a Moonchanter's stipend isn't exactly generous. Unless you're planning to start...
Boss, just a thought. If they come up short, maybe you can take... Things got really dangerous during the fight with Rarier. If this girl hadn't saved me, I'd be leyline fall. If there's any way we can make this work...
This is why I'm always telling you never accept favor. You have to be careful who you get involved with, or you invite all kinds of misfortune. Very well. Yehoda, I will... Flins. That fragment that Rarier was at...
Of course.
Let me borrow it. I need it to follow up on some leads.
Wait, you actually...
Shh. This is top secret information.
I get it. We all have things we'd rather keep to ourselves. Plus, I know... And that brings me to the third and final item. We need to find a way to distract him. We need time to make our move. I'm in for this part. No matter...
Count me in.
Come off it, you two. Quit I'm way ahead of you here. Nefa did a scan of the Moon Goddess's Kuvaki signature, and we're gonna use it to make some decoys over it once they're ready. We'll deploy the decoys across Notcry, so as
I like it. Genius.
no biggie.
All right then. We'll split into 3 teams. Once your team has finished their mission, return here and wait for the others. Just...
Lady Damselette. Wait. And you two? What are you doing at the Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau? We've been doing our best to mind our own business lately. But if you're just gonna waltz up here like this...
Huh. You really think that's gonna...
We're not looking for any trouble. I just want to see.
Do I need to remind you that you're still a wanted fugitive for deserting us? Out of consideration for our former ties and the crisis we're all up against, we'll let you leave in one piece. But don't even think about trying to get inside.
Let them in.
But...
Are you going to make me repeat that?
No, my lady.
Sandrone seems to be in a good mood. Must be maintenance.
So tell me, to what do I owe the honor this time? Actually, before you answer that, just so we're clear, we're not colleagues anymore, Columbina. I don't owe you anything.
I promise it's nothing big.
It seems like you've gotten the wrong idea here. The only reason I let you in was because I was bored. It seemed like a way to kill some time and satisfy my own curiosity. Whatever miscalculations I may or may not have made in the past, I haven't lost the plot enough to even consider sticking my neck out for your sakes.
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino.
What?
Huh? You mean the knave?
I'd like to speak with Arlecchino. Is she in Nodcry?
No, she's not. Once the work on this facility was completed, she went back with the Rooster and Regrator. The only ones in Nodcry are me and... what is it you need to speak to her about anyway?
Rerir is hunting me. If I'm going to face him, I must first retrieve the lost moon. Is that a no, then?
As if I need reminding. I was this close to settling things with him before someone...
Have you held any tea parties lately?
Tea parties? Yeah, obviously. You don't seriously think we'd pack it all in just because you aren't here. If anything, they've been more eventful than ever. Just me, Arlecchino, and a bunch...
I bet you served them the worst tea you have. Just like you used to do to me when I upset you.
Who cares about how good the tea is when there's no one around to drink it? First Rosaline, now you? I'm running out of people who can make me laugh. Honestly, what could be more ridiculous than a multi-centenarian goddess?
who's only ever had the plain herbal tea she received as offering.
You'd always brew a different type of tea for me each time. Was it really just to see how I'd react?
Well, duh. Why else? Watching you squirm was practically my only form of entertainment. Oh, yeah. And Capitano sometimes used to bring Tartaglia around, too. But I guess we won't be seeing him again. Well, I guess we are overdue for a get-together. Polonia! Have Fevronia pass a message to Arlecchino for me. It's time for tea.
Pass along a message for me, too, if you would. My body cannot contain the marrow of 2 moons.
Excuse me? Who said you were on the guest list? If my tea meant that much to you, back when you were under the Tsaritsa's protection, no one would have dared come.
But that protection didn't come for free. In fact, I paid dearly. I just got tired, that's all. I never wanted any part in their grand ambitions, and I've had enough of being treated like a bottomless supply of power. It brings back memories from the old days, when I was still worshipped as the moon goddess. Centuries on.
I figured you'd leave eventually. You didn't have as much of a reason. The Tsaritsa gave you shelter and protection, but that was it. Nothing more, nothing less. I get why you left. And frankly, I have no... But if you keep hanging around with this riffraff, the next time we cross paths, we might be enemies for real. That might be your plan. Huh? Listen.
My lady, it's the Wild Hunt.
Another uninvited guest trying to crash my tea party. Clear the area. I'll handle this. Wait, what? You want us to leave you here by yourself? Huh. You'll be lucky to make it out of this alive. You really... Go on, get out of here. You may have stopped Polonia from crushing him last time, but I've made sure that won't happen again. Stay and watch if you want, but it'll be at your own risk. You're not flagged as friendly. Don't tell me what to do! Look, if you're leaving, make it quick. Stare all you want, Columbina. You're not getting another invitation to my tea party.
I know. But thank you anyway, Sandrone.
This is exactly why you shouldn't hang around with those people. Come on then, Mr. Ray here. Let's pick up where it's your Wild Hunt monstrosities versus my beautiful... Yeah, get him!
I've upgraded Polonia again since our last encounter, and uploaded every last scrap of your data. So let's finish this, once and for...
She's not here. Where did she go?
Hey! Over here, you big...
Curse it. Moon. Go. Keep searching. She cannot have gotten far.
So this is your method for investigating Rarir's past. It almost looks like some kind of ceremony.
Good deduction. But it's quite a...
Whoa! First time I've ever been in here. Boss always said it was off limit. Oh, I guess this must be Sumero decor? That's where Boss is from. And that nice shopkeeper who sold me my treasure compass.
I'm not sure exactly what you've got planned.
Whenever we wish. But for some reason, I've never faced Rarir myself. But from what you've told, I, on the other hand, am just an ordinary businesswoman. Our paths should never have crossed, yet here I am.
If you ask me, you're about as far from ordinary as it gets.
Once I take a job, there's no backing out. Still, I have to ask myself if and also how to make sure death is the one thing we can take for granted. It is the great equalizer, however fortunate or unfortunate we may otherwise be. So it's important to consider how to spend what lifespan we have left.
Come on, boss. Lighten up. Quit talking about death. It's bad luck.
For once, I agree with you. When you're up against a foe like Rarir, there's no such thing. Is there anything I can do to help?
That won't be necessary. I've already made up my mind. Time to cash in a precious favor. That shady merchant who sold you an overpriced treasure compass the other day.
Come on, boss. You're pulling my leg again. In what way is she shady? She showed up when I was complete... Anyway, I know who you're talking about. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.
I genuinely can't run any further.
Hey,
What is it? What's the big rush? You dragged me out of a dream where I was literally swimming in Mora. I'm charging double my usual attendance fee. See, look how easygoing she is. After that rude awakening, she could have completely snapped at us. But instead, she kept it together and just asked,
Dory Sangama Bay? I never would have pictured you.
if you want to make it big and not cry, it's all about connections. Lady Nefer just so happens to have a lot of it. It was back when I first arrived in Not Cry. My trusty assistant, and when you know it, that's when I suddenly find myself. I've been giving her a 30% discount off all of my goods ever since. Now, so that no one here feels left out, I'm willing to, plus any other friends you send my way will enjoy 10% off. What can I say? The great Lord Sangama Bay is nothing if not generous. So, let me guess. You've run into some trouble? I've got everything you could possibly need.
You guessed correctly. What have you...
The one type of gear I've never been short on. What are you looking for? At the very least, I need to know what kind...
What if I told you it's someone with the power to bring a nation to its knees?
Is that so?
Then we really are talking top shelf treasure.
You're
A powerful woman, make no mistake. I can't reveal her identity, but luckily for you, I hear she's planning to visit Notcry in the near. If you're willing to wait, I can ask her when she's here. Can't say exactly how long that'll be, though.
Then let me put it another way. What would you do if you encountered an enemy like that? Roll over and serve yourself up on a silver platter?
Of course not. I have a handy little trinket from one of my generous suppliers, which... Hold on. What exactly are you getting at? No.
Let's just say I'm borrowing it. Favors are the worst kind of debt.
Fine. You can borrow it for 5 days. No, make that 3. And for every extra hour after that, I'm charging you 1,000,000 more. Deal?
Deal.
What a way to start the day. Now, was there anything else you wanted? Or can I go back to bed now?
That will be all. Take care now. Don't.
See you later! You're...
Excellent. Everything is well and true. After initiating the ceremony, your minds will follow me wherever I go. So remember, don't... Now then, let us peer into the Raker of Solnari's past. I made it. I don't recognize this style of architecture. Must be Conrian. Simple furnishings, table. Looks like the fearsome Raker of Solnari came, unless this passed for luxury in Conria. Unlikely. Anyway.
Hi, River. Since you're working extra hours tonight, I thought I'd keep myself busy by checking out that new kebab shop. I've heard good things about their menu. I'll test it out, and if it's as good as everyone's saying... P.S. New stash from the Universitas Magistrorum. I brought some goodies home. A few teacups and a pin...
They didn't sign their name. But they...
I went over to Joseph's for drinks today. They have a fine collection, but I went alone. Felindus was tied up with something and couldn't make. Joseph asked why I came alone, but I didn't really have an answer. He then went on to ask about other... But if he invites me again...
The Lindis. That's the same name Rerir meant.
Grain imports keep falling. If things don't pick up, we'll soon be back to meat. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of that new type of mushroom everyone's been into lately. I don't care if it's an impressive feat of alchemy.
Grain has to be imported, and they're eating a diet of mostly meat and mushrooms. Could it be because Conria is underground, so it doesn't get much sunlight? That would explain why they use so much stone in their buildings. They even use alchemically modified strains for food.
I've just about saved up enough now. Time to buy it and keep it somewhere safe.
Making a big purchase. He really is a professional. No wonder despite what he's become, it's... Did Rary rip it out himself?
Before I met you, I was convinced that my heart was nothing more than a stagnant pool. The burial place of a fallen moon. It was you who helped me see that my heart hadn't
This is just trivial sentimentality from the burial place of...
Revere, over here.
Dane! Oh, and, Vedaflin here? What a surprise to see you here, sir.
Hello there, Revere. You need not address me so formally outside of court.
He doesn't get that much free time, so I invited him over for a drink. Even the court prophet deserves a break every now and then, right?
Well, I'm flattered.
So, what are we discussing today?
Hey, don't look at me. As far as I see it, we don't need an excuse to have a few drinks.
Come on, don't give us that. Didn't you say you were about to pop the big question? How's that coming along?
Who'd have thought the great Twilight Sword was an even greater gossip?
I just didn't expect you to be the first one to settle down and get married, that's all.
Yeah. If you told me that a few years ago, I wouldn't have believed you either.
So, are you planning to come clean about your job then? I'm guessing...
Sure, I'll have to tell her at some point. But I'll need to pick the right time and place.
Come on, stop being such a pessimist. For all you know, she could be thrilled. I bet a member of the King's Guard. Quite the cover story.
Of course he does. Anyway, enough about me.
Me? Same old, nothing much to... Huh? What's up, Ved?
It's nothing.
Vedaflin, Dainslift's elder brother. Renowned throughout the court of Conria as the Visionary. And yet, despite the gulf between us, he seems to have something to... Does he even know me? Does he see me as a friend of his brother, or just another of the Vinster King's blades? Why did he react so strongly?
Brown, curly hair and brooding blue eyes. So this is what Rare looked like back in the day. Perfectly normal. No different from anyone else. As frightening as this monster is in the present, there's something even more...
Felindus? You're back early?
Our equipment's being serviced today, so I got off earlier than usual. How's your day been? Aw, why the long face? Is something the matter?
Went for a drink with Dane and the others after work.
Isn't that a good thing?
Vedaflin showed up today too. You know, Dainslift's older brother.
Ah, Mr. Vedafilnir. Yes, I've heard of him. They say that everything he says ends up...
He overheard Dainslift mention that I'd recently proposed, and seemed to have an issue with it. But when I asked what it was, he kept it to himself.
So, you're worried? We're nobodies. Why would the Visionary be concerned about us? I'm sure someone in his position has much bigger...
Maybe you're right.
You worry too much, Revere. We've been together for ages now, and everything's been going so...
So, you do remember.
Like I said, I need some time to decide. You can't just rush into things like this. We make...
Alright. Take your time. No bodies. Sounds about right. Can someone whose gaze is so fixed on a far-flung future even see the present clearly? Besides, meanwhile, every idea they come up with, every decision they make, it affects everything. These days, the king is lost in his research, and the purge of the Crimson Moon bloodline grows ever. The opposition tried to speak out, but nothing came of it. And I'm under no illusions as to a man can have 1,000 reasons to carry a sword, but there are few good excuses to use it. What becomes of someone who kills on another's behalf? Can he ever... Thelindis? It's nothing. You were right. There's no reason we can't keep living happily together. Cheer.
See? You just need to stay positive, Revere. I can feel your warmth, your breath. You're right there, right by my side. Just seeing you makes me happy in a way I can't explain. And that's something that no one could ever take away from me.
You're right, Thelindis. I've just been overthinking things.
That's better. Getting caught up about things like this will only ruin our evening. Speaking...
You go ahead. I just have a few things to take care of, then I'll...
Even busier than the big shots, huh? Fine, I'll go get started. But don't be late. If you keep...
Relax. I'll be there. Seriously, though, you drive a hard bargain. You're really gonna leave my proposal hanging and still expect me to take you to the ball?
Well, that goes without saying. I already told everyone I'd be coming with a dance partner. Besides, they're two completely different things. Let's take it...
Alright. White outfit it is.
It seems like Rerir was deliberately hiding his ties to the intelligence services. He clearly doesn't want his would-be fiancée to know about his other life. Then again, who'd have thought we were in the same line of... Let's dig a little deeper.
Our last operation was a resounding success, and all thanks to you, Rahier of Solnari. In total, we apprehended 32 dregs of the Crimson Moon, and 67 accomplices.
After all these years since the dynasty's fall, so many of them still linger on.
Indeed, it cannot be denied. Yet it was destiny that the Crimson Moon should be overcome by the eclipse, and that His Majesty, the all-seeing Vinster King, now guides our nation on the path to prosperity. Conria has no further need for a dead moon. But alas, there will always be those who refuse to see the truth.
That's not entirely true. Much about the Crimson Moon era was worthy of remembrance. Many of its secrets remain unsolved to this day.
You still haven't told her what you really do for a living.
Where would I even start? How do you tell someone that you're one of the king's hand-picked executioners?
You didn't choose this life, any more than I did.
But I'll sure as heck be the one to pay for it. Speaking of which, we need to be more rigorous in the way we... Someone, it seems, has strong opinions about my future plans. Most likely my marriage in particular.
Your concerns are not unfounded. They've taken out many of our colleagues these past few years, and for that very reason. These are no helpless lambs we're leading to the slaughter. They're wolves in sheep's clothing. Take care, Rehir of Solnari. I look forward to toasting you at your wedding.
Thanks, Thorkel. Thelindis, I never wanted to keep this from you. You're the last person I would ever want to lie to, but that's exactly why I can't tell you everything. The Moonlit dynasties are a thing of the past. Yet even now, with the sun shining high in the sky, there are those who would call forth a... Could that be why Vedalfnir held back? Or was it because of some... I have to get a clear answer from him. No matter what happens.
Rerir seems to be very concerned by Vedalfnir's reaction. Vedalfnir and Dainsleif, the Visionary and Twilight Sword. So that's what they... I've investigated this whole area now. There doesn't... Should I try somewhere else? Wait a second. What's this black smoke?
So, he's late after all.
Are you waiting for someone, ma'am? Could I tempt you into buying some...
Oh, sure.
Thank you. But I'm afraid none of them are...
For someone so...
I'm only telling the truth. Look me in the eyes. You'll see I'm not lying.
You're...
May we have a word in private?
Who are you? And what do you want?
It doesn't matter who I am. Too many of our kind have fallen lately, so I decided to take the risk of... Not long ago, the Rehir of Solnari led an assault on one of our strongholds.
Sorry, I don't know why you're telling...
Wait, hear me out. This time we finally got... His name is Rerir, and he claims to be one of the King's guards.
What did you...
A cruel irony, isn't it? The man you're set to marry leads a double life as a brutal executioner. But sure...
Why are you...
Simple.
How strange. Rerir was nowhere to be seen in that memory. It clearly belonged to Thelin. Rerir couldn't possibly know what happened if he wasn't even there. Why would her memories appear in his fragment? The ceremony won't last much longer. I think it's time to call it a...
So that was your doing? Did you just pull us in?
Any more questions, and I'll have to start
I had no idea you could do that, boss! I gotta admit, though, I'm itchy.
I'm just as curious as you are. But luckily we managed to...
So far, so good. I just hope the others, especially the group with the Traveler,
If you're worried about them, go see how they're doing.
If I know boss, she's gonna need some time to write up all the details.
Oh, they've been prowling around for nearly... Oh, they might not have seen us yet, but them constantly... Oh, that's never gonna work. If they spot us, they'll run straight back to Rerir. And once he knows we're... Oh, guess you're... Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! Phew, that was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Oh, they might not have seen us yet. Oh, that's... If they spot us, they'll run Oh. Quick, hide! We almost got spotted! That was a close call. Watch out! He's coming this way! Keep going. We're nearly there. This is the final hurdle. Oh, they're so into these things.
Fire.
Fire? Wait, what's that smell? Oh no, there's a fire!
Sandrone was right. You look weak, Columbina. The old you would never have let such lowly creatures bar your way. Word has it that you did something for the Tsaritsa, and that's why you've lost most of... Freedom comes at a heavy price.
It's Arlecchino! You came!
Hello again, Columbina. And greetings, guests of the House of the Hearth.
It's been a while, Arlecchino.
Stupid right here, stupid Solnari. Ugh, whatever. He sure doesn't pull his punches.
Excuse me, do you need a hand?
You can do me a favor by staying out of my way. Can't you wait a minute?
Hello, Miss Sandrone. Father sent us over to help.
How considerate of her. Hey, Fremine, get over here and help me fix this. Lenny, you do your thing. Just keep your sister away from my machines. Nearly every machine that cat girl touches ends up going haywire. Go put her on cleaning duty or something.
Then let's start downstairs. Fremine, we'll leave this place.
You've got it.
Wait a second. Pretty sure there's still some tea in the cupboard. If you want some, you'll...
Merciless.
It's a relief to see you all made it back in one piece.
Huh? Feels like there's quite a...
I returned ahead of them. Flint is helping Aino and Anefa to set up the decoys and buy us some time.
Boss is still wrapping things up on her end. She sent us back to fill you all in.
I see. Then let's get right at... But first, who do we have?
Greetings. I was invited here to help as a longtime Tea Party
Surely it can't be.
Those eyes. Oh, where have I seen them before?
The only Arlecchino I know is the fourth of the Fatui Harbingers. So either you share a pretty
You are well informed, Grandmaster. A man from Mondstadt living all the way out here and not.
Oh, the feeling's mutual.
A Fatui Harbin.
The atmosphere in here just got really tense. Guess we can't just start trusting Fatui Harbinger.
I must admit, though, I'm a little curious. Seeing as the moon goddess no longer...
Nor does Nodcry belong to Mondstadt, Mr. Varka. Yet still, you're fighting for it all. Things don't always have to have a tangible payoff. Sometimes stopping things from... Of course, I can't say there's nothing in it for me at all. But that's between Columbina and myself.
Forgive me. I don't mean to doubt you. We have our own way of doing things here in Nodcry.
I know there's been a lot of bad blood between us in the past. I've done my utmost to avoid friction whenever I could. That's why I'm here solely in a personal capacity. As a gesture of good faith, I'll be frank. I can help Columbina track down... Anyway, what else is on the agenda? Let's begin.
She says she'll be frank, then completely skips over the details, but she clearly wants to change the subject. It'd be awkward if I tried to bring it up again now. I guess we'll just have to go along with it. She's the fourth of the...
Well, since Miss Arlecchino sounds confident in her ability to handle that, we'll proceed to the next...
All right, listen up, everyone. First, we now know that Rerir was originally a Conrian secret agent whose primary mission was...
The dregs of the Crimson Moon.
In the memories, there was a lot of talk about the Crimson Moon.
To my knowledge, those were the names of two different Conrian dynasties long, long ago. It is said that the people of Conria worshipped the Crimson Moon, drawing a mysterious power, but one day, a coup saw the Crimson Moon eclipsed, hence the name of the new dynasty that replaced it.
Still, long after the Crimson Moon dynasty had fallen, the last ruler of the Eclipse dynasty, the Vinster King, still coveted the secrets. In those days, Rerir showed no signs of madness. In fact, he was... What's the matter?
Stephanie, granddaughter, Flinders.
Interesting. Anything...
Well, she was a researcher at the...
Oh, and one more thing. For some reason, Rerir's fragment...
Well, no shortage of potential leads, I'll give you. The Lindis, it seems, must have been the one thing in this world that he couldn't let go of.
Why do you need to know that? Hold on. If she was a pure... Oh, yeah. Just like how it was with the captain.
If we could somehow find her, do you think there's any chance...
It's possible. But it would take a that merchant who never knows. Dory sung.
All right, then. Let Traveler, Paimon, Kutar, and Miss Arlecchino. As for the others...
On the way over here, I noticed that the wild... At this rate, the people living here will be in grave danger.
I'll head back to the curatorium and meet up with the boss.
Feels good knowing we've all got something to be getting up. Given that the Wild Hunt has been a lot more active lately, the Lightkeepers have likely begun their own operations too. If that, I'll hold the fort for now. Then discuss our next move with Flints, Ino, and Anefa when they get back.
Well, the clock's ticking. If that's everything, we'll be on our way.
We'd better get moving too. We'll try to buy you as much time as we can.
Relax. Just do your... Stay safe, everyone.
We're back. Did we get it?
A tad late. The others have already set off. To summarize, everything going smoothly.
Not great. I don't know how long we can stall them for. The decoys are getting taken. I'm gonna make some more later, but I need a timeout first. I'm so tired right now. Oh, right. Inefa, could you fill...
Sure. Uncle Varka, you previously told us about how when you went to investigate, but according to Flintz's intel, several outbreaks of the Wild Hunt had already... That was before Rerir had regained his body, when he was far from regaining his full strength. In other words, in theory at least, he...
Flints, with everything that's been happening, the Lightkeepers across Nodcry are... I know, I'm sure you're capable of coming up with something far more effective than deep. And Effa and I will head back over to Amsfartnir to see if there's anything I missed.
I told you Uncle Varka would say that, didn't I?
Database updated. Reliability of Ino's
What does that mean?
They were betting on...
It's the obvious choice, isn't it? That's hardly worth betting on.
We already decided that Anefa should go investigate the situation over at Amsfartnir. Someone needs to hang back and oversee our strategy meetings. And besides...
So I've ended up with the easiest assignment.
Here, this will serve as a good spot to cross.
Arlecchino, hold up a second. Since you brought us all, we still haven't got the slightest idea what's going on here.
Simple. Because I am an inheritor of the royal bloodline of the Crimson Moon. And one of the last surviving embers of the two world...
Huh? Are you serious?
Your surprise is understandable. I was also taken aback when I first learned of it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized... When I was young, I discovered I could wield a very special kind of fire. It coursed like blood. What's more, whenever I experienced strong bursts of emotion or drew too deeply on this power... Exactly. That is why my hands are like this, too. At first, I saw it only as a curse. But once I became a harbinger, the jester apprised me of the truth, together with my own investigations over the past few years. For instance, take the so-called Crimson Moon. In truth, it is nothing more than the shattered remnants of the iridescent moon, fused with the abyss to prolong its lifespan. Since this blood flame was bestowed upon me by the Crimson Moon, it is a fusion of the iridescent moon's former power and the corruption of the abyss. You all understand the nature of the abyss well enough. I draw upon its power, and in return, it hung...
If I recall correctly, you once told me that if the corruption ever made...
Yes. And that's the reason I'm always careful not to push my power too far.
Sounds...
Anyway, the rest of my story can wait. Is there any...
Paimon has a question. So, the Crimson Moon, does that mean that the Karians were to the Crimson Moon as the Frost Moon Scions are to the Frost Moon?
So much of that history has been lost. We have no way of knowing exactly what they were like. But I would suspect that the Conrians weren't as devout in their moon worship as it might appear. Later on, perhaps someone discovered a way to make direct contact with the Abyss. Or maybe there was some kind of... Still, even with the dark sun looming high overhead, the Crimson Moon's glow never truly faded.
The first time we met, I sensed something familiar in your... When I looked at you, I felt I could see that mysterious red moon in the corner of my eye.
Well, I appreciate that you kept it to yourself. Much about the Crimson Moon is still a mystery, and I'd prefer not to... Anyway, time is against us here, so I just want to make sure I've got one thing straight. In her letters, Sandrone mentioned that since you are...
That's right. For now, the iridescent moon is already part of who you are. So with its marrow and...
Deal. Then let's get started.
Get what started?
When I first became a Harbinger, the Jester gave me a book called Paranhari, also known as Leobranto Innamorato. You should be able to buy a copy next time you're in Fontaine. It's a love story set in the Crimson Moon era. But setting aside in the Crimson Moon era, or so the story goes, there was an orphanage that received children from beyond the bounds of this world.
Beyond the bounds of this world? For real?
The Crimson Moon sages looked beyond this world for beings with powers that surpassed the gods. But fearing they might lose control, they made these children crawl up a fireplace and kept asking them, "Have you died? Did you see it?" Until they finally... The adults embraced the children who passed the ritual, telling them, "Within the fireplace you have traversed..." The book leaves much unsaid. But I suspect that this was their way of branding the children they had in...
That explains why I can't sense the Crimson Moon's marrow in this world. It makes sense that it would be sealed in a
There's no fireplace here. Do you see it?
That won't be necessary. The fireplace is purely symbolic. The key to the ritual is crossing the flames between. Those burned away by such flames leave behind a kind of ghostly afterimage in the world. In the days of Conria, people believed they could be used. In short, I can open a passage to that space for. The catch is I'll need to stay on this side to keep the passage open. So I won't be able to come. Very well. Then I'll open it up.
Traveler, spare me a little more moonlight if... Thank you. I feel like I've recovered some of my strength now.
Mistress of the seven hues of ages past, great mother of the present, crimson-clad sovereign of the two realms, by fire severed, by fire renewed, I offer myself now and beseech your descent. One word of advice as you're crossing over.
Got it.
I sense a sinister gloom inside, but also the familiar. I feel that I am about to meet an old friend who has changed beyond all recognition.
the abyss? It's practically...
What a tragic sight. Fragments of your broken body, seized by the abyss.
Careful! There's something Paimon's right behind you! By the way, Calvina, didn't you tell us that the iridescent moon had shattered into pieces? The moon up there looks pretty whole to Paimon. How is that possible?
Gotcha.
Just like I thought. It was only a facade.
Huh? Huh? For real? That's way too hot!
No. I'm not it's coming from under the mountain.
Let's see. Ah! There's some kind of weird shadow over... Wait, see that? Looks like a mechanism of... Looks like a device from the time of Kyria. Maybe people once came here to study the Crimson Moon's domain, and they left this behind. Oh, if we can activate it, we might find some clues. Hey, look at that! Now that the mechanism's running... Do you think these mechanisms might be...
Thelindis, we'll leave the rest of the research in your hands. We'll be heading back now.
I hope this isn't ruining date night. Ugh. Mind your own business. Just leave me some snacks on the table.
Thelindis? Is that Rear's girlfriend? How come we're... Oh, yeah.
The abyss has made this space extremely unstable. Maybe that's why some of the things she said and did were preserved here.
Whenever I see this view, it takes me back. Waning moon. Oh, lifeless damsel. Weeping up for me, of all people. To be here investigating the mysteries.
Strike a pose!
Gotcha.
Looks like the abyss has messed up this mechanism. We need to find a way to get it working again. Let's see if there are any other devices nearby.
Busted.
see. So the moon marrow, or rather the power of the 3 moons, is the key to unlocking. If it really does exist.
Take it easy.
With the Abyss inhibitors in place, I should be able to act. Oh, Revier. With every step you take, you're drifting further from what you truly desire. But you're not the root of the problem. Ever since that outsider set foot in Conria, the Vinster King has sunk. If only I could get my.
Hey, look! The moon's reflection is back to normal! Valendis' voice mentioned a chamber with the moon marrow.
It must be. For within.
And there's no time to lose! These things are so creepy! Oh, looks like we'll have to destroy them if we want to get to the iridescent moon's marrow. That must be the iridescent moon's marrow! Oh, but we'll need to destroy these things before we can reach it! Hang in there! We're so close!
The iridescent moon's marrow. Still burning away like an if we can purify the abyssal power within. It's so cold. Is it you?
Huh?
At long last. I'm sorry. I lied to you. At the moment the moon shattered, my body began to split apart piece by piece. Like I was being. Tell me, what was it that brought you to us all that time ago? If only you look so puzzled. But trust me when I say that
What was that all about? It sounded like she was speaking to a long-lost friend.
Perhaps. She took me for the goddess of the frost. For a fading soul like hers, our auras must be too.
But anyway, we've got the iridescent moon's marrow now. Alright, time to lick. That's odd. This place looks different than when we came in.
Waning moon,
Huh?
oh lifeless damsel.
Oh.
It will show us no mercy. Give it back! The crimson moons! My marrow! My heart!
Finally! Huh? Oh no! The exit's blocked! They're back! Now what do I do?
This is where you fall. Witness my rise. What are you waiting for?
Oh, we made it! Is that you, Arlecchino? Wait, your hands!
Oh, this? Don't worry. It's a small price to pay. The Abyss wanted to trap you inside, and I defied its will by bringing you out. No wonder it's a little angry. No. I have paid the price, albeit a small one, and it cannot be undone.
But surely... Oh...
As much as I'd like to call it a favor, the truth is I was simply holding up my end of the deal.
Yes, you did your part. And as promised, I will leave the iridescent moon's marrow in your care.
I'll take that as a blessing. Now... Feeling stronger?
Hey, Columbina! Are you okay?
I'm fine.
By the Frost Moon's authority alone, wielding the power of the other moons was always going to be a stretch. Still, I think it's fair to say that yours...
It's still not enough. There's no way I can... Just one more ray of moonlight. It's okay. I can take it.
How about now? Fighting
At the very least, I won't have to stay. I want to see him gone from Not Cry.
Well, it's good to have... When I first met you, you didn't strike me as a ray of moonlight. More like a wisp, but now, you're full of vitality. Just like the Frost Moon, once the bright...
Thank you. Look after yourself too, Arlecchino. I know you have... But whatever you're after, don't let the Abyss take a hold of you.
I appreciate the concern, Columbina. Although perhaps it's time you...
A new name?
Kutar, the Moon Maiden, Columbina. They're nothing more than code names. We often use code names in the House of the Hearth, too. But it's knowing your real name that keeps you grounded. All I'll say is this. Once you've defeated Rerir... All right, that's it from me. I'll get you back safely first.
You're the best!
I appreciate the gesture. It speaks to your good character. Anyway, let's get going.
It was a close call, but we got the iridescent moon's marrow and restored Columbina's strength. And that's all that matters. In other words, mission accomplished. Paimon wonders how everyone else is doing.
you